Hello and welcome to another one of those videos where I talk about updates on the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress from Toady and KitFox. And this time we have a new update from Toady. He says, sorry about that gap there. I didn't have anything to show, and I just was pattering away at code in a sleep-deprived pandemic haze, as all of us were. Honestly, Toady, I don't blame you. Thank you very much for this update, though. He gives us two things. He gives us larger workshops, the Siege Workshop, and kennels, as well as minecart tracks. So the first thing we have here to look at are the Siege Workshop and kennels. And I just have to say, I really like the way the Siege Workshop looks. I almost never use kennels in Dwarf Fortress. I'm really curious to see if the kennels are actually going to have animation when you have stuff going on in them. Like, that's something that I want to know about these shops. Like, we have quite a few of them now, and I'm curious if they're just going to be static images or if they're going to be shot, like, actually things with animation in them. I'm assuming they're just gonna be more on like the static image side, but regardless, I think both of these look very nice. Also, can I just say, I really like the way the up-down stairs over there on the left look. They actually look a whole lot like what Kruggsmash is doing with his recent tile set, and I actually really like the look of those. I'm curious to see more of stuff like that, like much more mundane things like up-down stairs. And I also, you know, as I pointed out in the video with the trees, I want to see what the vomit tiles are gonna look like, because we all know that our dwarves are gonna run upstairs and vomit. Also, can't wait to see some violence, some blood and gore, some missing limbs and stuff like that, but I digress. Anyway, I really like the way that the Siege Workshop looks, and I like the way that the kennels look. I always imagined the kennels having one or two more kennels. Like, I always thought they were closer to 6, but that's fine. 4 looks lovely. And I really like the details on the ballista arrows. It actually kind of gives us an idea of what the actual catapults and ballistas are going to look like as well. And I think that that's really cool. And I can't wait to see more of that sort of stuff. Alrighty, moving on here. The next thing we have to talk about is some minecart tracks. I don't really have too much to say here because, let's be honest, they're minecart tracks. They look like minecart tracks. Actually, they kind of remind me of the Factorio train tracks a little bit. Again, I'm really curious to see what actual minecarts look on them. Here we have some minecart stops. There's no actual minecarts on them and nowhere for them to go, but just some tracks laid out. I, again, really like the way the stairs look, and I like the way the stops look. Minecarts aren't something I've ever really managed to get into in Dwarf Fortress, as I've always found them to be kind of inscrutable. However, I do think that these look really nice. It's one of the things that I'm looking forward to with the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress, because personally I think that clicking things with a mouse will make stuff like minecart tracks a little bit more comprehensible for me. But I do think that they are doable right now, and it is something I need to learn sooner rather than later, ideally, but I digress once again. I do really like the way these look. Once again, they do remind me a whole lot of the Factorio tracks and trains, and that's going to be much nicer than the reusing the wall tiles like they are currently. So these look very nice, and I really like the look of them. Thank you very much, Toady, once again for the update, and I hope that you're hanging in there in that isolated pandemic haze. It's been a tough month for all of us, and to all of you out there watching these videos, thank you very much. Oh, you're still here? Well, if you're still here and you're still interested in listening to the sound of my voice, I stream full-time on Twitch. I'm on there 6 days a week. It's generally a whole lot of Dwarf Fortress, as you can probably tell from this YouTube channel, all of the stream VODs that go up. But we do like some other stuff up there as well. We do some roguelikes and various other types of games. I also have a Patreon where these videos are funded. You can see the names of the people funding me on the screen right now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.